What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Litecoin today, LTC USD. It is the 11th day of December, and here we are at about $81 with 6 hours and 40 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Being here on the daily time frame, it certainly does look as though we want to go lower, and I'm kind of expecting that from here. It wouldn't be surprising. I'm not calling for a lower low than this. I don't think that we go below that. It's possible. And even if we do go lower, it's fine. Understand that what we're doing here is not healthy. This is not a good look. You move down like this, you get a flat. It's not a good look. I don't care which way you want to spin it. This is not a good look. It makes me think that you want to go lower. But there are other dynamics, other things in the markets, and other things even within this that gives me hope that this is the low. Okay. But with that being said, again, like even back here, this is kind of not a good look, but you went higher, right? It's actually, I would say this even looks very similar to what we're doing here. Almost like inverse head and shoulders-esque back here. It's kind of similar here, right? You didn't look good there, but you still moved up just from a simple price perspective. But if we look at the indicators, I'm sure we'll see other things. But do understand, and the point that I'm trying to make here is, if I'm wrong and we do go lower, even if we go below $70, fret not. Fret not. Litecoin has not broken any structure. We still have this channel since June of 2022 that we've been in, right? Here's your lows, connecting the dots there. Here's your highs, connecting the dots there. Maybe let's try and form this a little bit better. Something like this. You know, we could drop all the way down to $70, just below $70, and still be in this channel upwards, right? It's quite possible that we could. I need to get a different color scheme. The white and green is not. It's not a vibe. Let's get into the short-term stuff, and then we'll zoom back out from there. Okay. Again, I'm not calling for prices to go below this low that we formed on December 1st. I'm just saying, should it happen, we're still good, right? No structure has been broken. Not really until we get below, I'd say like $65 or something like that. And even then, there's still a chance. But let's get into this. Let's see. 1 hour time frame here. We're on the Coinbase chart, so we have some volume. Yeah, you know, whenever you drop like this with decent volume, it's not crazy, but it's above average volume. When you drop like this and you move sideways, typically you would assume that you go lower, right? It's like here you dropped like this, you move sideways, what'd you do? You go lower. But then, to be fair, you dropped, you moved sideways, and then you moved higher. So it's not a guarantee, but it's just the thought there. We are moving up a little bit now, which is nice. 1 hour time frame, the RSI. The RSI is bearish, right? We've got lower highs here, and we've also got lower lows here. Maybe the lower lows are like this. However it looks, it makes sense that we come up a little bit. Maybe we find resistance at the 50. Perhaps we go up to the 60 and we find resistance. But getting overbought and then rejecting the overbought zone and then systematically getting lower highs as you go, it's not a good sign typically. We're on the 1 hour time frame. To not have good signs on the 1 hour is insignificant. You'll resolve that in a day, right? Maybe a couple days, but still. Stochastics coming up. Yeah, I am bearish. The stochastics look bullish, but just look at what you're doing here, right? You're moving up all this way with the stochastics. What happened here in this time versus here in this time, right? Who's in control? Well, whenever this happened, this is what happened in the price. Whenever this happened, this is what happened in the price. It's clear who's in control, right? Volume here on the way down, insignificant. Volume here on the way down, a little bit more significant. It's increasing. So there is some bearish momentum here. The MACD is bearish, stochastics are bearish, and the RSI is in a bearish trend as well. But again, fortunately enough, it's just on the 1 hour time frame. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. We have 3 days left in this week. Sometime by the end of this week, we should have our low. I wouldn't be surprised if we went lower than these lows or even lower than these lows. I would be surprised if we went below these lows. Even if we go below that low, everything's fine. It's a great opportunity to buy. It's a sunny day if you got cash in your pocket, because then you're able to buy Litecoin at a very, very cheap price. Okay, it's already cheap now. I wouldn't be surprised if we moved up a little bit more. We might find turbulence exactly here and come down, or maybe we go up a little bit more up to this $82.50, $83 area, something like that, find resistance there, and then come down, right? We kind of did the same exact thing here, like literally. You dropped down, not as aggressive, but then you moved sideways, and then we broke out, and then we dumped. On your breakout, which we're kind of doing right now, your stochastics reset like they did here. The last 2 times that we've been in the overbought zone for the stochastics, it's been a top. And the MACD has only shifted bearish. The RSI has shifted bearish. I'm convinced we do go lower. So if we're going lower, and we probably are, where are we going to go? I'm glad you asked, right? From a low here to a high there, and we're not going to take the fake out high. Yes, look at this. You've crashed right through your 382, coming back to find resistance at it probably. You could move all the way up to the 236. You could go as high as like $84 and still come back down. Likely, we'd expect $79 to $78, if not at the lowest $76. I highly doubt we go below $76. I highly doubt that we even get down there, but it could happen. $77, the 786, Litecoin does like it 786 for some reason. At least recently it has. So we could just break right through there. That'd be a kind of perfect bear flag, just a little move right there. $77 to $79, that's my expectation. But if we go lower, 76 should hold. If it breaks, we go lower. That's not the expectation, but $71 to $68 should hold. That is the base of our overall channel that we've been in since June or May of 2022. So very strong support the lower that we go, right? Very strong support here at the golden ratio too, but as we go lower, that support just kicks in even more. So the call, again, to make it clear, I've said it like 5 times. I'm going to say it one more time. $79 to $77, that's the expectation. We're at $81 now. $76 should hold. If we break 77, $76 should hold. But even if I'm wrong, and this is not the call, but even if I'm wrong, $71 to $68 would be the ultimate worst case scenario, other than just dropping to zero and breaking serious market structure. I'm not even there yet. I'm not even here yet. Right now, we're more focusing on the golden ratio or the 786. 4-hour time frame here, looking at these indicators. The RSI. The RSI is kind of weird here. Definitely choppy. Representative of its choppy price action. But you do have a bullish tilt, for sure. With these higher lows, getting overbought, not getting oversold. It's good to see. But I think you will come down. You'll probably get oversold. Typically, you do like to find support in the oversold zone. Typically, you do. On the 4-hour, at least. Stochastics have reset. Maybe you come up a little bit, but I don't know. You're pretty bearish right now. I'm not getting any kind of significant... I'm not getting any suggestions that we are moving higher right now. The MACD is kind of hinting that we could move higher right now, but again, the MACD is probably going to be useless because we've been moving sideways and we're choppy. You could be bouncing at the zero here, but I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. I wouldn't. I'm not going to factor in the MACD here. I think everything else suggests that we go lower. The MACD technically would suggest that we could bounce from here and move higher, but it's not as reliable in this kind of environment. In case anyone's confused too, if it seems like I'm cherry picking, I'm sorry, I keep clearing my throat up. If it seems like I'm cherry picking, I'm not cherry picking, right? I'm not bearish momentarily to slightly lower prices, and then the MACD looks like it can find support, so I'm like, oh, this is the one that we're not going to count. No, it's automatically when you're moving sideways, and especially in choppy sideways price action, the MACD and the stochastics, to be completely fair, are both less reliable. I mean, even the RSI, everything is less reliable in choppy, sideways, neutral, boring environments. It's just, hold on. It's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. Okay. Hold on, guys. Hold on. 1 second. Here we are at $81.57 right now on the daily time frame, rejecting the 50 on the RSI. We do have lower highs overall. We are bearish on the daily RSI, but I like to say reluctantly bearish, because even in the midst of this lower high kind of shit fest that you've had for a while, you're still getting overbought, and you're really having a hell of a time getting oversold. When you are bearish, you should be getting oversold, no problem. Even back here, you just really hate getting oversold. So bearish, but reluctantly. Finding resistance at the 50, finding support at the 40, that's good. Finding resistance at the 50 again, not good. Let's see if we can pull a higher low out of this, but we probably do go a little bit lower. Stochastics rejecting the overbought zone suggests that we go lower. The MACD is bearish overall. I mean, check this out, right? What we have here is bullish divergence on the MACD, higher lows. You have lower lows in the price. Your bullish divergence, this green momentum that you've been building now since the 3rd of December, all you got was sideways price action. So a little bit lower, reset a little bit on the shorter term time frames, and then we'll probably move higher in time. And inevitably, we are expecting Litecoin to move higher. We are, again, in this range, in this channel, moving higher. Higher lows here, higher highs here. I didn't draw it the best. It looks like we're breaking out, but we're not. We're in this channel still. We will break out, but I think to the upside. 1 second. And then we should see prices that are somewhere around our all-time highs, if not higher. Something that's at anything from about, I would think, $300 to $424. That might be the initial stopping point where we consolidate for a week or two, maybe a month. Who knows how long it's going to be, but we likely don't spend much time there and we break out further, right? I am anticipating one of two outcomes with this overall, okay? We look at this on the Coinbase chart here. Option number one, and this is in no particular order. This doesn't mean that this is the most likely to happen. Just option number one of what I could see happening. We make a vibrant move up here. We consolidate for anywhere from about 2 to 6 weeks in this area. Maybe it's a little bit looser, but 2 to 6 weeks in this area, and then we push higher to prices that are well above $1,000, maybe even above $2,000. Who knows? But just like crazy growth. Something that's around 1K, if not higher. Or number two, option number two. We, maybe we find turbulence at various places, whatever, but we basically just break straight through. We don't stop at this area at all, and we push our way all the way up to about $934, between there and $1,500, something up here in this area. You could push higher, you never know, but I would think that this is a very suitable outcome. It's very possible. It's completely possible that Litecoin does not stop at these highs at all. We didn't see it with Zcash, we didn't see it with Dash on its significant macro highs. They both went past them whenever they interacted with them. They might have gotten held up there for a few days, but they both went past them. Zcash went just shy of its 1272, so in an uncommon kind of scenario, maybe we do find resistance just below this 1272. That could happen. Maybe we find resistance off of this 1272, which from a high to a low will give it a lower target technically because it's a smaller range, 779. But something that I'm under the impression personally that we really will make short work of this all-time high area and just push through to this $800, $900, $1,200 zone, something like that, where we will then consolidate likely for 4 to 8 weeks, probably closer to 8 weeks, and then push higher. That'd be my guess. Maybe more than 8 weeks. This cycle has taken a lot of time. It's been slow so far. Why would it be slow? Why wouldn't it be slow as we continue to progress? But time will tell. I got nothing else. Thank you all for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves, take care of your kids, take care of your pets, and if you don't have pets or kids, really take care of yourself because, man,